Mr. Yu, can you hear me?
These are the intense cases where police officers are lured into deadly traps set by dangerous criminals. Beginning with a routine traffic stop, the officers were thrust into a shocking and terrifying encounter they never saw coming. On August 30th, 2021, two Broward County Sheriff deputies stopped a car with 3 adult males and a 2-month-old baby inside. As 2 of the men stood outside the vehicle and one deputy asked the third to step out, the deputies were hit with a shocking twist.
Yeah, I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right. I got babies too, man. Huh? Okay. Shit! Shit!
The gunman, 38-year-old Paris Wilder, a career criminal with over 23 felony arrests, was pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, the officer he assaulted suffered severe lacerations and significant tissue damage to the head. Up next is the case that's truly terrifying.
No! Oh, he's got it!
On July 1st, 2019, officers David Harrison and Charles Bittinger were called to a 911 report about a man with a butcher knife. The suspect, Hong, was using the knife aggressively and looked hurt. But what happens next will shock you.
Put the knife down! Knife down! Put the knife down! All right, we're getting on Macon Highway now. Please, no, man, no! Hey, less lethal. Put the knife down, please! No! Put the knife! Shots fired, Central, shots fired! Put the knife! Hands behind your back! Ah, no! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! No! Get on the ground, man! Tase him! No! Ah! He's got my gun! Ah! 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 He's got my gun!
The suspect managed to take one officer hostage, leaving the other with no choice but to fire more shots. EMTs arrived quickly to treat Hong, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. One officer had minor injuries and was treated on site. Both officers, Harrison and Bittinger, were put on administrative leave while the Georgia Bureau of Investigation took over the case. In the next case, the suspect, acting out of control, attempted to blow up the officers who arrived at his doorstep.
James, stay away from your front door.
On December 4th, 2023, an Arlington police officer on patrol rushed to a residence after hearing what sounded like gunfire. When he arrived at the apartment, he hesitated to enter after neighbors warned him about the homeowner, a reclusive conspiracy theorist who believed the U.S. government was targeting him with spies. The officer later discovered the sounds were flares fired by the suspect, 56-year-old James Yu, who had barricaded himself inside. Recognizing the dangerous situation, the officer immediately called for backup.
Arlington County Police! Stop shooting the flares! Mr. Yu, can you hear me? Mr. Yu!
The suspect fired flares for hours into the night, causing officers to evacuate nearby residents while still choosing not to enter the home. As the situation grew more tense, SWAT officers brought in an armored vehicle to breach the door, knowing they couldn't risk going in blind with the danger of an ambush lurking inside.
James, Arlington Police, come to the front door with your hands up. Do it now. We have your building surrounded. You're not leaving. Come to the door now with your hands up. James, this is the Arlington Police Department. We need you to move away from your front door. James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door.
As the armored vehicle smashed through the front door, James opened fire, but none of the officers inside the vehicle were hit, while others stayed at a safe distance. With no way to reach or communicate with James, the officers moved in to break the windows, completely unaware of the deadly plans James had in store for them. James had retreated to his basement and set off kegs of gasoline, triggering a massive explosion. The officers trying to breach the windows were lucky to be inside a heavily armored vehicle, as the outcome could have been far worse. Here are different angles of the explosion. Luckily, all officers outside the armored truck were far enough from the blast to avoid serious injury, though several sustained non-life-threatening wounds. In the end, the operation turned into a body recovery mission for James, who was caught in the explosion he triggered himself. The next case involves a ruthless criminal who deceived officers into coming to his home, setting up an ambush.
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
On February 11, 2022, Phoenix police hurried to the home of 36-year-old Morris Richard Jones III after he called in claiming armed intruders had broken in and shot his wife. But what they discovered next would shock everyone.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
It's a gunshot wound.
It's a gunshot wound.
We got an intruder.
We had an intruder.
Baby, wake up. It's a gunshot wound. We had an intruder.
I got that. Can I talk to one person who got shot?
My wife.
Who?
They came in here trying to rob us. They came in here and robbed us.
The officers rushed to the home, prepared to save Richard's wife, not knowing they were stepping into a dangerous trap.
Come on. Come on. You sucking our own blood. Come on, bro. Come on.
Who's all in the house?
Huh?
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
Who's you?
Richard opened fire on the officers, with the one at the front taking the full force of the attack, hit multiple times in the chest before managing to escape. The other officers were also wounded, forcing them to retreat, call for backup, and secure the building's perimeter. Meanwhile, Richard barricaded himself inside with his wife, whom we later discovered he had shot. After a long standoff, Richard's brother emerged from the house, holding the couple's infant and surrendering to the police. As officers rushed to save the baby, placed on the front porch, Richard struck again.
Come with me. Baby. Door. I got the baby.
During the intense rescue attempt, several officers were shot and others were injured by shrapnel. As the stakes grew higher, SWAT officers arrived with specialized equipment, ready to do whatever it took to save the baby.
I need it. Here, give me the baby. Give me the baby. Go.
Moments after SWAT officers breached the home, they found the suspect dead on the floor from what was later determined to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds. They also discovered the body of his wife, 29-year-old Shatifa Lobley, whom he had shot. In total, 9 officers were injured during the encounter, with the first responding officer suffering the most severe wounds. Miraculously, all the officers survived. The next case takes a shocking turn as 3 officers fight for their lives, while the situation quickly spirals out of control. Authorities were called to a house in Stockbridge, Georgia, after Sandra White's sister went to check on her and found her body in the garage. In panic, the sister immediately dialed 911. Officer Taylor Webb and his team arrived just before 10:30 a.m. But what awaited them at the front door was far worse than they could have ever expected.
You ready, Foster?
Shots. He's on the arm. No, don't go around. He's on the arm. The arm. Watch out. shots fired. Yeah, right here. Shots fired.
I'm clear. Shots fired.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
The suspect, 47-year-old Anthony Tony Bailey Jr., claimed to have a hostage and fired precise shots at 3 officers from inside his home. Officer Webb entered and was immediately shot, while another officer barely escaped a bullet through the window. Officer Keegan Merritt charged toward the house, took cover behind a tree, and was shot in the hand. As Webb continued, he discovered Sandra White's body in the garage just before other officers rushed to help him.
Pull the chain, Will. Pull the chain. Go, come on, come, Will. Go, cut. Come on, get up.
After a tense 15-hour standoff, police finally entered Bailey's home and discovered the bodies of Sandra White, her son, and Bailey, who had died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Authorities believe the violence erupted after White attempted to end her relationship with Bailey. The 2 injured officers were rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, underwent surgery, and made a full recovery. In the upcoming case, the officers were stunned when a suspect they had previously clashed with lured them back to his house, where he had set deadly traps waiting for them.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone.
On October 12, 2022, Connecticut police chased Nicholas Brutcher after a bar fight got him kicked out. Officers tracked Nicholas in his brother's truck and conducted a traffic stop where a physical altercation broke out. Nicholas was handed a public disturbance ticket and sent on his way. But Nicholas wasn't done. After returning home, he made a false 911 call to lure officers back to his house. Once they arrived, he suited up in camouflage, armed himself, and waited by the side door, ready to spring a deadly surprise on the unsuspecting officers.
Here, right now.
Shots fired!
Hidden in the bushes outside his parents' house, Nicholas opened fire on the 3 officers approaching. He fatally shot 2, while the 3rd officer managed to flee, despite suffering gunshot wounds to the leg. But Nicholas's rampage didn't stop there. He kept shooting at the 2 officers he had already downed, showing no sign of slowing down.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone. Officer shot, officer shot.
The officer, fortunate not to have fallen with his colleagues, now faced a critical task, stopping the shooter. As Nicholas continued to fire at his presumed dead victims at close range, the officer, determined to act, performed something truly remarkable.
One down. Suspect down.
Nicholas's parents could only watch in horror as officers ended their son's rampage with a single, precise shot from 40 yards away, striking him at the base of the skull and killing him instantly. Throughout his rampage, Nicholas had fired a total of 80 shots, 24 of which hit and killed the first officer, and 6 of which fatally wounded the second. The third officer, who fired the shot that ended Nicholas's life, survived his own gunshot wound. These stories remind us that no matter how dangerous the traps criminals set, there are always courageous officers who face the threat head-on to protect us. Stay tuned for more real-life moments of bravery and survival. Which deadly trap left you speechless? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe for more heart-pounding, real-life encounters.